We're now going to return to the assignment statement and look at a pattern that we will find very useful as we begin to build more complex types of algorithms. So remember that the assignment statement is simply a left-hand side variable that will get a reference to a value on the right-hand side. So for example, if I say total will refer to 0, then that simply means that the name total is a reference to the object 0. We evaluate the right-hand side. No matter how complex it is, we take the resulting object and we allow the left-hand side to refer to it. We also talked about an interesting form of the assignment statement called the update, where we can do something like this. Total will be a reference to the result of evaluating the expression total plus 1. And the reason this seems kind of strange is because total is appearing on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. But remember, we don't get confused because we evaluate the right-hand side first. So what is total? Total is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. And now it says let total refer to that new value. So now total changes to refer to the value 1. So we've done what we have referred to as an update. We've updated the value of total, and in this case, because we're updating by 1, in a sense we've done an increment. Now what do you suppose would happen if we did this statement again? Total, a reference to the old value of total plus 1. Well, as you would expect, evaluate the right-hand side. What is total? Total is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. There's the result, 2. And now total will refer to it, so this reference goes away, and now total is a reference to the object 2. Again, it's been incremented. It's been changed by 1. And so we've gone through this progression of starting at 0 as kind of an initialization, and then adding 1, and then adding 1 again. Now what we're going to talk about in this video is a pattern that uses this update idea, but it repeats the update over and over and over again, and we call it the accumulator pattern. So what we're going to do is come over here to active code, and I'm going to write the same type of statements. So I'm going to say total is a reference to 0, but now instead of simply writing total equal total plus 1 over and over and over again, I'm going to create a for statement. I'm going to iterate that statement. For counter in range 10. And now inside, total will be a reference to the old value of total plus 1. And when we finish, let's print the value of total. Now think about what we've just done. We start total at 0. We call that the initialization of the variable total. And now this for statement is going to iterate 10 times because we're using range 10. So counter will be 0, then 1, then 2, up to 10, or up to 9. Remember, we don't go up to the bound. We'll do this 10 times, starting at 0, up to and including 9. Total equal total plus 1. So the first time through, total will become 1. The second time through, total will become 2. Third time, total will become 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. And so when we run this program, we can see that because it runs 10 times, the total ends up being 10. Starting at 0, iterate 10 times, each time adding 1 to the variable, and we say that total is accumulating a value because it is being iterated in this assignment statement over and over and over again. Now what would happen if instead of saying total equal total plus 1, what if I change this to be let's add 2 every time? So it starts at 0, then we add 2, so now it's 2, then we add 2 again, so then it becomes 4, then we add 2 again and it becomes 6, then we add 2 again and it becomes 8. So if we run this program, we can see that in fact now we get the result 20. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 10 times. We're iterating 10 times, adding 2 each time, starting at 0, so we end up with 20. Of course, if we changed the number of times we iterate, instead of iterating 10 times, if we iterated 100 times, now when we run the program, as we would expect, we're going to get 200 because we're adding 2 100 times, and 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is going to give me 200. So this is a very interesting pattern to be able to solve problems where we want to iteratively update a variable.